Sikwamukele sikubingelele siphinde sikwamukele kwi-Andile Nkosi YouTube channel. My name is Andile Nkosi. So today we'll be doing grade 11 trigonometry, which is your lesson. So now I'm here. It's a continuation and bezilokhu siyenza lokhu qalile iyenzeka. So njengamanje we're having trigonometry. So njengamanje I'm here to introduce special angles. Special angles. We're going to introduce special angles. Special angles. Special angles. Right, special angles. There's a special no, not special angles. We're done with special angles. It's negative angles. Negative angles. Negative angles. Negative angles. I'm sorry guys. It's negative angles. So when we're talking about negative angles, we're talking about it can be negative theta or negative x or negative alpha. Right. So when we're having negative angles, then we have these three trig ratios, right? We have sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta, right? Those three trig ratios zinalama angles are negative, right? Then after, if it happens ufika ilokuzana these three trig ratios zinalama angles, kumele sizofuna indlela ukuthi ubhekana kanjani ne-angle ne-trig ratio ene-angle negative. So understand? Also, okay. So in this case, it might happen sibe nento ezothi sin negative theta or it cos with negative angle, or ibuye ithi tan with negative angle, right? Uma soba lento enje. Here we're going to have negative sin theta, right? So what I'm going to say to you, if we have these three trig ratios, it's sin, cos, tan, right? Then bese siba nama negative angles. Lento isho ukuthi only cos is going to be positive uma soba ne negative angle. Mphinde futhi. Lento isho ukuthi if you're going to have a negative angle, right? Only cos is going to be positive in that manner. Right. So for example here we have negative sine, we have sine and negative theta, right? Sine and negative theta. So in this case we're going to say we're going to have since it's sine and we have negative angle. So this thing is going to be negative sine theta, right? Then again, okay, then we have tan theta, right? We have negative theta. We have negative theta and sine tan, right? What as in as Siona equals, it's going to be always negative. So in this case, we're going to have negative tan theta. Alright, it's going to be negative tan theta. So if you're going to have a negative angle, sine no tan, they will always be positive. Right. Then now put no cos, then a negative angle, only cos is going to be positive. Only cos is going to be positive. Then let me repeat. I don't know whether I pin there or say. I'm saying, guys, when sobanama negative angles, once sobanama negative angles, right? Since so yazuguti utan no sine they will be negative, only cos will be positive when nama negative angles. For example, let me take we have sine negative angle times cos with negative angle, okay, cos with negative angle times, okay, it's dot, we have cos with negative angle times sine tan with negative angle. Right, sinento njengale ma negative angles engikhuluma ngawo yilawa, right? Ama-theta wethu anjani a negative. So here, since it's sine, we're going to have negative sine theta. It's sine and in a negative angle, it's going to be a negative sine theta times. We're having a negative angle here and it's cos. Only cos is going to be positive uma soba ne negative angle. Cos uzoba positive uma sine negative angle. Only cos times. We have tan theta. Tan theta and we have a negative angle there. Tan theta is going to be negative tan theta. Once I think it's understand that. Then we're solving here. We're going to have sine theta times cos of theta times it's negative sine theta over cos of theta. This thing will cancel this one. Right. Then we're left with negative sine theta times negative sine theta. So our answer is going to be positive sine squared theta. This is our final answer. This is going to be our final answer. So we're talking about these negative angles. The way I'm treating them njengamanje is the very same way you're going to treat them. Right. Indlela nawe lena ozoyitreata ngayo bona wonke la uzobona nje uma kuthiwa we are simplifying without using a calculator. Bakufela something with a negative angle. That way wena uzoyenza ozoyenza ngale ndlela. Only cos is going to be positive. If you negative angle, only cos is going to be positive. Tan and sine is going to be negative. I think ngizwakala. So let us take something else with a negative angle. Let us take something else with negative angle. And we have sine 140. Okay, not in bracket. Sine 140 times sine 360 minus x all over it cos 50 times it tan negative x. So we're having our negative angle go lapaya go tan. Right. So we're having this sine 140. This sine 140 we're going to say 90 plus 90. Okay, it's 90 plus something. Those negative locus and it's 90 plus 50. 90 plus 50. Are they going to give us? Let's double check. If we say 90 plus 50. Yes, 90 plus 50. They are going to give us 140, right? Then close bracket. We're going to have okay, in this case 360 minus we are going to ask ourselves this thing. 360 minus x is in which quadrant? 360 minus x, it is in fourth quadrant. How is sine in fourth quadrant? It is negative. So we're going to have negative sine x. Right. Then this is we're going to bring back that cos 50 times cos 50 is not a special angle, right? So if you it's not a special angle. So we're going to have we have tan theta and the negative x, right? A negative angle. Since it's tan theta, since it's tan and we have negative angle, this thing is going to be negative tan x. Only cos will be positive if we have this negative theta. If we have this negative angle. I hope you understand. Then 90 plus an angle is in which quadrant? 90 plus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in second quadrant. How is sine in second quadrant? It is positive. Right. So yeah, sine is positive in second quadrant. But now we have this 90. This 90 is we have co-ratio here. Right? This 90 tell us in a co-ratio here. Right. This, since we have this 90, this sign is going to change into its co-ratio. So a co-ratio of sine is going to be cos of 50 minus sine x. Cos of 60 minus sine x over we have this cos of 50 times negative tan. Let's say just tan. So basically is tan. Right. This cos 50 will cancel this cos 50. Right. Then now we're left with negative sine x over negative tan x. Right. So this negative sine x is quite we have tan. It's negative. Okay, these two right. Then we are left with sine over okay is over it's sine x over cos x. Right. Well, bani utan. Then this sine Okay, no. What am I doing now? Right, let us avoid working with fractions, right? As a fraction amaning, we're going to have sine x. It's going to have sine x divide by sine x over cos x. Then from here, we're going to have sine x times cos x over sine x. All right. Then this is going to cancel that. Then we are left with cos of x. This is our final answer. Right. This is our final answer. Then now we proceed. Let us take n with a negative angle. Start n with a negative angle. We're going to have cos of negative theta times tan negative theta times cos of 90 minus an angle all over sine 180 minus an angle times sine 540 plus theta. Sinalendo njengamanje sinalendo it's okay. They are saying simplify without the use of the calculator. Simplify without using calculator. So we're having cos again here we have negative theta there, right? It's negative theta. So if it's negative theta and it's cos, remember only cos will be positive if there's negative angle. So here we're going to have positive theta, positive cos, right? Positive cos times. Then we're having again now we're having tan, right? Then we have tan and negative theta, right? So if we have negative angle and only cos is going to be positive. So here we're going to have negative tan theta times 90 minus an angle is in which quadrant? 90 minus an angle is in which quadrant? 90 minus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in first quadrant. How is cos in first quadrant? It is positive, right? It is positive, right? Then we have 90 here. Then we have cos here, right? So once kwaba khona lo 90, once kwaba khona this 90 here, once kwaba khona this 90 here, this 90 tell us that soba nani ne co-ratio, right? Soba ne co-ratio osho ukuthini manje co-ratio ka cos le kuzobani is going to be sin theta, right? Then 180 minus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in second quadrant. How is sin in second quadrant? It is positive. So we're going to have sin theta times 540 plus an angle. 540 plus an angle. All right. On our cases in plane, since we have 90, 180, 270, 360, as now something in 540, right? As 90 of 540 parats. So which means now okay, since we have 540, this number it is greater than 360, right? This number it is greater than 360. So it greater than 360. I go cut them plane. Go subtract 360 from this 540. You're going to subtract 360 from this number. Then we're going to find 540 minus 360. You're going to have 180 plus an angle, right? Why is no 180? Because we had 540. 540 asinayo Cartesian plane yethu la sisebenzisa ama sensor in reduction. Asinayo ilokuzana. We're going to have 90 here, 180, 270, 360. Phela asinayo 540 here. So we can't reduce using 540 since akekho la asingeke sazi uzoyakiphi quadrant since akekho la. But since uma kunjena, I'm saying we are going to subtract we are going to subtract 360 from this 540. So 540 minus 360 is going to give us 180. Then second step, we're going to have cos of theta times it's negative sine theta over cos of theta. Ngishintshe na tan theta. I changed tan theta to its identity. So ngaba nobani sine theta all over it's sine theta times sine theta times, okay, 180 plus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in third quadrant. How is sine in third quadrant? It's negative. So I'm going to have negative sine theta. Then going back phezulu lapha kwi numerator, we're having cos here, we're having cos here. This cos will cancel this cos, right? Kusabonakala. Okay, then now, okay, asithathe from asibekela. Alright, asisebenzela. Then if these two cancel each other, we'll be left with negative sine theta times sine theta. So la phezulu when you denominator it, we numerate it so no negative sine theta times sine theta. Alright, then we denominator it so no sine theta times negative sine theta, which means now this thing cancel naliando, this thing naliando. Our answer is going to be 1. Our answer here is 1. Our answer here is 1. Then we move. Stolenye with a negative angle. So this one it weighs 7 max. It weighs 7 max. So 7 max. Once we get to this one, which means we have 7 max. Right. So as taller angle with a negative angle. Taller angle with a negative angle. We're having number 5. Oh no, not number 5, number 3. Number 3, we're going to have tan negative x cos negative x times sine it's x minus 180 minus 1. It weighs 5 max. 5 max. We are dealing with 5 max here. So everything we are doing here is a mark, right? So we're having a tan, we have a negative angle, then we have tan theta here, right? Since it's a negative angle, it's negative x, a negative angle, and only cos is going to be positive umasoba a negative angle. So we're going to have a negative tan x, right? Times. So now we have negative x and cos. Cos is going to be positive when we're having a negative angle, right? Then times we have now we have that particular thing. It is expanded to know to CC reduct. So sine x minus 180, right? So in there it says siyazi x minus 180, but siyazi 180 minus x, right? So we're going to have sine. We're going to have sine negative 180. So arrange kahle negative 180 sohamba nesine yakhe abuye ngapha 180 sohamba nesine yakhe abuye ngapha, right? Abo negative 180. Then here iphi sign la ubani plus minus 1, right? So from here this uyabona unothani la, uthani uyashintsha uzoba negative sine x over cos x. Guys, negative mele ibe 1, right? Izingabi 2 zani saba yi2 ziyakhanselana so this is positive, which is wrong. So the sign mele ibe 1. So times negative le mele ibe 1. Then we're going to have cos x times solving here, we're going to take out this negative sihambise ngale ngaphandle. We're going to have negative sine, then susano bani no 180 minus x. Okushukuthini manje mangithi this negative times 180 iyanginikeza this negative 180. This negative times this negative iyanginikeza positive, right? Then minus 1. Then now we have this cos and that cos will cancel each other, right? Then we are left with negative sine x times okay, we're having this negative lang apart. 180 minus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in second quadrant. How is sine in second quadrant? It is positive. So we're going to have positive sine x. Now the negative there has nothing to do. This negative has nothing to do with the quadrant, right? This negative has nothing to do with the quadrant. The negative is started from the paya, say keep it lang apart. Do you understand? Right. Then minus 1. We have this thing. So now it's minus 1 or times 1. It's minus 1. Alright, it's minus 1. Then now we're having a sine theta. Okay, sine x times negative sine x times negative sine x. Negative times negative will cancel each other. So we're left with sine squared x minus 1. Alright, it's sine squared x minus 1. Okay, I took this one from grade 12, but yeah, this is let me note asking about now because we as grade 11s asiyazi identity kanjena asinayo. So we are going to have this is our final answer. This is our final answer. Then we move. We take something else with a negative angle. With a negative angle. With a negative angle. Let me check. Okay, we have this one 5 marks. Sine squared. We have 90 plus theta plus sine 180 plus theta times sine negative theta all over it's sine 180 minus it's minus tan 135 with intention. Guys, as you keep watching, as usabukela lapho, please don't forget to subscribe and like, right? And like a video, subscribe. All right. So here, so right, why wenza lokho uma subscriber wenza ukuthi every time uma soba neclass or uma ngizo-update something kwi-channel yethu, if ngizofaka something kwi-channel yethu uzokwazi ukuthi uyibone ebese usebenze lapha ekwana. Okay, we have 90 plus theta, right? 90 plus theta is in which quadrant? So we're simplifying without using a calculator. 90 plus so I'm not using any calculator, right? I'm not using a calculator. Okay, sine squared 90 plus okay, here we have 90 plus an angle. 90 plus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in second quadrant. How is sine in second quadrant? It is positive. So I'm going to have sine squared theta plus 180 plus 180 plus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in third quadrant. How is sine in third quadrant? It is negative. So I'm going to have negative sine theta. It's way 5 marks. Where 5 marks work. Then we have negative theta there. We have negative theta there, right? It's negative theta and we have sine here. Only cos is going to be positive if it's sobona in negative theta. So since it's sine, we're going to have negative sine theta all over. 180. Okay, no, this is a special angle. This is a special angle. We're going. You can straight punch it on your calculator. It's a special angle. It's sine 180. It's going to be 0. It's going to be 0. Sine 180 is going to give us 0 minus. It's minus. It's what? What's happening here? Let me check again. So no, it's not plus. I made a mistake. It's minus. It's supposed to be minus. It's minus here. It's minus. All right. So this is going to give us 0. Then we have this time. This time 135. We're going to say 180. So expand a land 180 minus 180 minus 45. 180 minus 45 is going to give us 135. 180 minus 45. We're going to have 45 here. Then we have sine squared theta plus or minus sine theta times negative sine theta all over. Okay. Then we have 0 minus. This minus is there. 180 minus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in second quadrant. How is tan in second quadrant? Is negative. So we're going to have negative tan 45. Alright. I think the space is a corner. We're going to have sine squared theta plus negative theta times negative theta is going to be positive sine. Negative sine theta times negative sine theta is going to give us sine squared theta all over. No. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I made a mistake somewhere. So we're having 90 here. We're having 90 here and sine here. It's 90 and sine here. Alright? So we're supposed to change this thing to be a co-ratio. Co-ratio, yeah, sine or cos. So sorry guys, I'm so sorry. We're having cos squared, it's cos squared theta. And it's 90 plus, right? Then it's 90, then we have sine here. It's supposed to change to its co-ratio. So it's supposed to be cos and it's supposed to be cos. I forgot, sorry guys. Then we have 0 minus, I don't think it's a bona. Okay. We're going to have 0 minus 180. It's where are we? Okay, we're here. We have negative times negative is going to give us positive. Right? It's going to give us positive. Then after it's positive, we are going to have tan 45. We're going to have sine 45 over cos 45. Right. Then this thing cos squared theta plus sine squared theta is going to give us 1. It's going to give us 1. It's 1 over okay. Even as you change this one, we can say it's tan 45. Tan 45. So it's going to be 1 over tan 45. It's going to be 1 over tan 45. This is our final answer. Then we move. We take Enya. How many minutes left? 2 minutes. We want to finish up. Okay. You take other one. We have sine. It's 90 minus theta times tan 360 minus theta. It's sine, it's theta minus 180 all over 1 minus cos squared theta. It weighs 6 marks. We are 6 marks. So 90 minus an angle is in which quadrant? In first quadrant. How is sine first quadrant? It is positive. Then we have 90, so we have sine here. So it's going to its ratio. So we're going to have cos of theta, right? Times. Then 360 minus an angle is in which quadrant? It is in fourth quadrant. Then tan is negative in fourth quadrant. So we're going to have negative tan theta. Then an angle, okay, or having sine, then uzo-arrange lapha uzothi negative 180 plus theta, uzoyimisa kanje